Hi, I'm Niall from the ECAI, and today I'm talking to Shane Reilly from Moyee Coffee. And Moyee Coffee is a fair trade brand that ensures a fair return to growers at source. Shane, hi and welcome.
Hi Niall, good to be here.
Good, good. So tell us a bit about your background and why you think social responsibility will be so important in business going forward.
Oh sure, yeah. Well, I suppose my background, I'm maybe one of these people who can't be pigeonholed into about one career. I studied applied languages and translation studies, pivoted to work in politics and the Dáil and communications for about 5 years, and as then also working for another social enterprise, Food Cloud, in some of their work. I set up Moyee Coffee in Ireland with my colleague Killian Stokes in 2016, end of 2016. And yeah, the whole mission of Moyee and Fair Chain in general is to change the coffee model, turn the industry on its head, and make it a lot fairer.
And you were telling me you were doing business to business, and that's how you started. You pivoted to e-commerce. Just tell us why you pivoted to e-commerce and what this journey's been like for you.
Yeah, sure. So I suppose we kind of, along with our partners in Amsterdam, we started with business to business and coffee at work because it was a real open door in that you had sustainability managers in large companies in the likes of Slack and Groupon in the co-working spaces. Maybe you'll call them millennial workforce as well. I'm not sure, not a big fan of the term, but there's a lot of employees in these large companies who really want to know where are the food, where are the products coming from that we're enjoying kind of every day. So we got great traction there. We built up to about 60 kind of companies in as of March 2020, monthly supplying their coffee and coffee docks around Ireland. And overnight, all of that was switched off.
Yeah.
I suppose we were lucky that we already had our website moyeecoffee.ie set up. We had our fulfillment center in place to do online orders, but it really wasn't our focus. We really didn't look at the customer journey a huge amount. We weren't looking at why someone would our unique selling point online. So it just involved us turning the whole company to pivot towards, well, what is someone who's buying online looking for?
Okay, and what kind of platform, what kind of setup do you have? Do you do your own fulfillment?
So we use a fulfillment center called AutoFulfill, who are fantastic for a lot of our orders. We have a Shopify website, which I massively rave about to anyone who's looking to get online for the first time. Particularly, I'm not a web developer from that background. It's great for getting set up, for doing high quality imagery for your products, to make changes that you need. It integrates really well with the Facebook Pixel and Google Analytics for tracking things. So yeah, we use fulfillment for that, and we've also just started Impact Coffee Club, which is our monthly coffee subscription, and we fulfill that ourselves from here in Dublin 7. And the reason for that is we want real control over that journey. They're our tribe, our core supporters. We added handwritten notes this month for the December Coffee Club. We added in a sample of Powers whiskey, thanks to Powers for that, and a lovely Irish coffee recipe. So yeah, that we're kind of mixing how we do the everyday orders and then the club that really matters. And I think it's a good model.
Nice personal touch there. Yeah, I know your brand is really important to you, and your branding is excellent. It really is. The whole website. Do you do that in house? What are the different factors that make up your brand?
Yeah, I suppose. Well, you can see we like the color pink. So to jump out a little bit more, we've launched a whole Drink Pink campaign around that. So yeah, we kind of say that pink is the color of equality, and it kind of symbolizes a lot of what Moyee is about. We're a bit bright and colorful, but really it's about trying to shine a light on the greater injustices in coffee. So 98% of the profits from a bag of normal coffee is going to the West rather than the countries that are growing it, and 85% of the value. So you buy a bag of coffee in a supermarket, only 15% of that value will go to a country like Ethiopia or Kenya. Our mission is that 50% of the value will be going back. And that's in a mixture of roasting at origin. It's also in a mixture of paying a higher price and ultimately a living income to coffee farmers.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's our theory of change. So a lot of our brand is about communicating a theory of change. And the argument I make to so many startup businesses now is that your supply chain is your brand. If you're not focusing on supply chain and the conditions of the people in there, that's how people are making decisions now. And you're not going to succeed unless you focus on that.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, yeah. No, it's really important, and it's a really good ethical background to the brand. You offer subscription, as you were saying. Did you develop special software to facilitate it? And what percentage of subscription is your business? Do you sell other ways as well?
So yeah, well, I suppose this is the great thing about Shopify is there's great apps that you can just add on to be able to do things like recurring charges and subscriptions. So we use an app called Bold Subscriptions for Shopify, which is a really, really great tool for managing that for a low cost. And we definitely recommend that as an option. Yeah, we had monthly recurring income from B2B. So it was really, really important that you can notice dips in your regular one-off orders. So that recurring income from subscription and building that into a customer journey is really important. And it's probably about 15% of our income at this stage, subscription, but it's been growing in the 4 months we've had subscription by about 20% per month. So we can see it becoming a bigger piece of the pie. But much more importantly, we see them, as I mentioned, as our tribe. So if we're looking down the line to do things like a crowdfunding campaign or even kind of a shared impact investment in a company, we would be talking to that tribe first. We offer them first access to our new micro-lot coffees. We offer them lots of different benefits. So it's a community growth as much as a subscription, and that's why we call it a club, I suppose.
Yeah, and it's a good base. It allows you plan better. It's great. So Shane, you're a shining example of a business that's pivoted, albeit because of COVID, and it's made a great impact on your business. What advice would you give to other businesses, a bit hesitant about e-commerce and thinking about it? What kind of advice would you give them starting out?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would definitely look at the surprise and delight factor, we call it. So when something arrives in the post, that's not a bill, that's not a
Yeah.
bank account statement, it has to surprise and delight. So put a lot of attention into the journey from when the person looks at the product, when they add to cart, the first emails they receive, to when it arrives at their door. So we actually had a Trinity MBA group during the summer do a review of our website and our whole customer journey, and that was so valuable. So you need to get that feedback loop. You need people who want to take a photo of the product as it's arrived and share it on their Instagram, so more people see it, so more people buy. And you're only going to get that if you surprise and delight. So when we have our Impact Coffee Club box, not surprisingly, it's got a pink sleeve on it. But when you open it up inside, there's our postcard image of maybe beautiful Ethiopian landscape. There's a handwritten note. There's, for your first month, you get it's the size of a business card, but it opens to be a map to show the problem with coffee. It's all about starting that storytelling and starting that loyalty, and that will lead to a good lifetime value for the customer, rather than just an Amazon stamp box or a plain package, which we were doing at the start. In fairness, it just had a sleeve, it had no thank you, it had nothing back in February. So just start small and build it up bit by bit to have a full journey then.
Yeah, that's something that we keep saying. It's very prevalent that, like, the next battleground is customer experience. So by standing out and being memorable in your clients or customers, in that experience, they're going to remember you. And in case of like having the subscription, they might even forget about it, and then this lovely present comes through the door. That's the whole buzz you get from it. So I see that perfectly. So Shane, finally, obviously community is important to us in the ECAI and ClickIrish. So why is ClickIrish so important?
Oh, it's massively important. I mean, I know a lot of the stats, and you know them better than me. I think every euro spent is multiplied by 3 if it's a local Irish business. It's about supporting people who maybe have had to pivot their business, who used to have in a completely different area. You're supporting way more than that person in their business. You're supporting all the people, their suppliers within it. I think as well, it goes back to my point about supply chains and sustainability, that if you're ClickIrish and choosing a small independent business, or even if it's a medium or large one, you're also supporting, asking questions about where your supply chain, where are things coming from. So I think it's a first acknowledgement in that. You mightn't get that from a large multinational retailer, but it's a first step in saying, okay, they have a story, they have a journey they're trying. I want to engage with them. I'd encourage customers to ask companies, where are you sourcing this from? We love feedback, as difficult as it can be sometimes, and particularly things to do with packaging and waste and how we're dealing with those things. Everyone acknowledges we're not going to get there overnight, but the feedback is really important to try and improve things, so that we've got some really robust Irish businesses selling online.
That's really interesting. So like even ClickIrish is a responsibility. You know, if you're buying from a foreign website, look, it's responsible too. There's people with jobs over there, but I think we have to look after our own in these circumstances. You know, finally, it looks like e-commerce is going to stay with Moyee Coffee, and you're going to, you know, concentrate on it. How big a business do you see part of your business going forward is going to be?
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like it's you know, we had all these ideas on a shelf probably, and we're going to get to them eventually. But like, we've just done our kind of 3 and 5 year planning, and of the pie chart of our business, online is going to be 50% of our business in the next 2 years. From, you know, when B2B was maybe 80% of our business. So it's really we're pushing our resources into there to manage that journey, to get more people on the kind of fair chain mission with us. And yeah, so it's really saved our business, and it's really going to remain a big part even after all of this. It's going to remain a big part of what we do.
Well, Shane, look, thank you, because like these videos are inspiration to people out there that, you know, are maybe struggling with their business. So we really appreciate you taking that time out and sharing with the rest of the community to you know, encourage them to get into e-commerce and what can be done in a year. You know, that transformation. So look, thank you very much. Thank you everybody for watching. This is another ClickIrish video. You can follow us on YouTube, and hopefully you'll like. We'll see you again. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mal.
See you.